It was 6:30 a.m. in downtown Chicago. Daniel was already awake before his alarm went off. He lay there for a moment, staring at the ceiling of his small apartment, listening to the soft hum of traffic outside. In the next room, his 5-year-old daughter, Lily, was still asleep, curled up with her stuffed bunny. His phone buzzed. He picked it up and felt his stomach tighten. A message from daycare. Closed today due to staffing issues. We apologize for the inconvenience. Daniel sat up slowly. He couldn't miss work. Not today. There was a major presentation scheduled with senior leadership, and his boss, Ms. Carter, was leading it. She was known across the company for being sharp, demanding, and nearly impossible to impress. He walked into Lily's room and gently brushed a strand of hair from her face. "Hey, sweetheart," he whispered softly. "How would you feel about coming to work with Daddy today?" Her sleepy eyes blinked open. "Your big building with the shiny windows." He smiled. "That's the one." She grinned instantly. "Okay." An hour later, Daniel stood in the lobby of a tall glass office building, holding Lily's small hand tightly. Employees in suits moved quickly around them. A few people slowed down and stared. A couple smiled. Daniel kept walking. He had been raising Lily alone for 3 years, ever since his wife passed away after a sudden illness. Since then, his life had been a balancing act of deadlines, bedtime stories, grocery runs, and late-night emails. He had never asked for special treatment. He had never mentioned how hard it was. He just showed up. Every single day, he settled Lily into a small unused conference room with coloring books and snacks. "Daddy has a very important meeting," he told her gently. "You stay here and draw, okay?" She nodded seriously. "I'll be quiet like a mouse." He kissed her forehead and stepped out, closing the glass door behind him. The meeting started smoothly. Daniel presented confidently, explaining new marketing strategies and growth numbers. He could feel Ms. Carter's eyes on him from across the room. Halfway through the meeting, the conference room door slowly opened. Daniel's heart nearly stopped. Lily stood there, holding her drawing. "Daddy," she said softly, unaware of the 20 executives staring at her, "I made this for you." The room went silent. Daniel rushed over, kneeling beside her. "Sweetheart, I told you to stay in the other room." "I got a little scared," she whispered. Before Daniel could say anything else, a calm voice interrupted. "It's all right." Ms. Carter had stood up. She walked toward Lily, her heels clicking softly against the floor. "And what did you draw?" she asked. Lily held up the paper. It was a crayon drawing of a tall building, a small stick figure girl, and a bigger stick figure man holding her hand. "That's my daddy," Lily said proudly. "He works really, really hard." The silence in the room changed. It wasn't tense anymore. It was thoughtful. Ms. Carter looked at the drawing for a long moment. Then she looked at Daniel. "Why didn't you tell anyone daycare was closed?" she asked calmly. "I didn't want to cause problems," he replied quietly. "I can handle it." She studied him carefully. "You stayed late every night last month." "Yes." "You led 2 major accounts." "Yes." "You've never once asked for flexibility." He shook his head. "It's my job to manage both." Ms. Carter's expression softened slightly. "My father raised me alone," she said unexpectedly. "He used to bring me to his office when he had no other choice." Daniel blinked, surprised. "People assumed he wasn't committed to his work," she continued. "But he was the most dedicated man I've ever known." She looked at Lily again, who was now holding Daniel's hand tightly. "Wait in my office after the meeting," she said. Daniel felt a wave of anxiety wash over him. After the presentation ended, he carried Lily upstairs to the top floor. Ms. Carter's office overlooked the Chicago skyline, sunlight pouring through the large windows. Lily pressed her hands against the glass. "Daddy, we're so high up." Ms. Carter stood behind her desk, quieter now. "Daniel," she began, "this company is expanding. We're launching a new division focused on family-centered branding and community outreach." He nodded slowly, unsure where this was going. "I need someone to lead it," she continued. "Someone who understands responsibility beyond a paycheck." Daniel swallowed. "Ma'am, I'm offering you the position." He stared at her. "It comes with a promotion. Significant raise. Flexible hours. Remote options when needed." He felt his voice catch. "Why me?" She glanced at Lily, who was now sitting in one of the leather chairs, swinging her legs. Because leadership isn't just about performance metrics, Ms. Carter said. It's about character. And the way your daughter looks at you tells me everything. Daniel felt his eyes burn. I didn't bring her here to impress anyone, he said quietly. I know, she replied. That's exactly the point. Lily looked between them. Daddy, are we in trouble? Daniel laughed softly through tears. No, sweetheart. I think we're very lucky. A few weeks later, the office looked different. There was a small, neatly designed children's corner near the break room. A new policy had been announced company-wide: flexible scheduling for parents, emergency childcare support days, and a Family First initiative. Employees talked about the change with surprise. Daniel walked through the office with Lily one afternoon, this time confidently. Is this your work now? She asked. Yeah, he smiled. It is. She squeezed his hand. I like it. He knelt down in front of her. You know something, he said gently. I thought bringing you to work was the worst thing that could happen. She tilted her head. But it wasn't. No, he whispered. It was the best. As they stepped into the elevator together, Daniel realized something powerful. The day he feared losing everything was the day he gained more than he ever imagined.